Damien from Marketing Food Online. I hope you guys are having a great day. Really quick, I apologize I haven't had a chance to create a lot of content over the past couple of weeks. I'm actually doing right now another subscriber Q&A because I've had a huge influx, a large amount of new subscribers with really great questions. I have a list of content for new videos that I'm going to put out, and I will be working on those very soon. I've actually been quite busy. It's really late right now. In the process of getting ready to launch a new line of nuts, seasoned nuts that we're going to be introducing to FBA on Amazon. So it's taken up a lot of my time on top of running the 6 stores every day with our crew that we have here. So I'm kind of inside our YouTube studio here. Got lights and stuff all over the place and all the backdrops and all that good stuff. So this is really quick. I wanted to run down a handful of questions that you guys had, and a lot of really great questions. I'll cover a few here, as I like to do. I keep my videos around 10 minutes or so. I don't want to get you guys to go to sleep while I'm talking. So I'm looking down at my laptop here, so I'm actually going to run down some of the questions. So one of the questions was, how do we manage to make and sell so many products? If you're not familiar, we actually have listed on our Amazon store a little bit over 700 products. Our Etsy shop is close to about 300. And we have an eBay store. We have a couple of other websites. So here's the thing. We come up with a lot of different ways to create kind of the same or similar products. And what I mean by that is that we offer a lot of like chocolate-covered Oreos, chocolate pretzels, cookies, cake balls, bundt cakes. We have subscription boxes and that type of thing. But to be honest with you, it's really kind of formulating a variety of flavors and different types of toppings and things for the similar items. So like for pretzel rods and then like for Oreos, we can come up with a whole bunch of different ways to present it, different ways to package it, different ways to market it. So when I say that we've got hundreds of products, we don't necessarily every day do we get an order for all of those products at the same time, but we like to offer them. So it's like if you go to a really big super Walmart store. Walmart superstores have 50, 60,000 SKUs or even more just within the store. Now, are they selling every single item every single day? No, they don't do that. But the opportunity to attract more customers and the ability to make more stuff is something that I find appealing, and I'm really excited about trying to come up with new ideas. And we actually literally have a book that's about this thick that has all kinds of recipes, different ideas, different flavor profiles. So we try to offer a lot of variety of stuff, but honestly, I don't sell 700 items every single day. I just offer a variety of those. So, and a lot of them are using the same type of ingredients. So the reason why I tell you this is that if you can use your creativity, you could come up with a line. Let's say if you're interested in making cookies, you could literally come up with almost an infinite number of cookie flavor profiles, different combinations, dried fruits, chocolates, caramels, and so on and so on. So there's so many different types of cookies. My belief is if I can make a cookie, I could probably make 100 different cookies, okay? If I can make a chocolate-covered pretzel with a certain topping, I could probably make several hundred different chocolate pretzels with all kinds of different toppings, and then that way we can offer a huge variety of stuff. So I'm letting you guys know this because the question that she was asking here was she has like about eight items, and she's looking to figure out a way to offer a variety of more products. So just simply come up with some creative ideas. You can even Google them. We actually find a lot of different recipes which give us ideas. And then from there, we can formulate some different flavors, maybe some different packaging. But that way, you could offer a much larger variety of products, so you can attract a much larger variety of customers. And that's how we make, we built our business from literally nothing, selling just about $20 on eBay a month to doing over 6 figures on our platforms now. And again, I'd say that only because I am no different than you guys. I'm not a rocket scientist, and I just basically worked hard every day, come up with some fun, really cool, creative ideas, put those online and basically see where it goes and then promote the stuff. So coming up with a variety of products. Don't stick to just 1 or 2 items. I did do a video that talked about you can start a food business online or even a food business from home with 1 or 2 items. That's great. It's always good to start small, but don't limit yourself. Little by little, you can come up with some really creative ideas and expand on it. So that's really an interesting one. So here's another one. So I own a restaurant, but I would like to know how to do like a frozen food business and sell them all over the U.S. So I'm going to assume, and I hope I got this right, I'm going to assume that the question was, from his restaurant, is he able to create a line of frozen food products? And then how would you actually get those frozen food products across the United States? Something that really took me by surprise was a video I did a few months back that was talking about starting a frozen food business, and it was actually one of the most watched videos that I've done so far, which was kind of interesting. How many people are interested in frozen food business or starting a frozen food business? And it's a great question. One reason being is that the frozen food industry as a whole over the past 35 years has expanded dramatically, and it actually keeps expanding more and more and more because there's more and more different types of food products that are coming to that section of the store that are being brought to the frozen food section, that are being developed for specifically frozen foods. Now they've got like bone broth, collagen bone broth that's being frozen. There's a lot of vegan, also the big trend of keto foods are very popular, the keto diet, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of potential, because almost, I'm not going to say every food, but almost every type of food can literally be frozen. So that opens up a huge door of opportunity. So back to this gentleman's question about his restaurant. How would you do that? Well, number one, it depends on where you're wanting to produce the product. If you actually own and operate a restaurant, you're kind of got a little bit of a head start, because in some cases you can utilize this. This is going to be depending on space. It's going to also depending upon the type of zoning and the type of licensing and permitting that restaurant has. So the one thing I would start with is to find out really what kind of food product are you really talking about. Be very specific about it. Figure out if the amount of space you need to add on. If you're working and you own a restaurant, you're working in the kitchen. If you're operating it from a certain time of the day, open to closing at a certain time, can you produce that additional food product that you want to create, a frozen food? Can you do that from the kitchen? Okay. Before you check into permits or licensing, or if you need any additional types of licensing or permitting to create lines of food products within your restaurant, because restaurants are licensed a certain way. When you are a food manufacturer, there's a different type of licensing, and the state, county can kind of look at you in a different light as well. So food manufacturing and a restaurant are kind of similar, but they're not, okay? So you want to make sure and double check that that's all good to go if you're allowed to do that. Now, the reason why I say the state and the county is that states have certain laws governing restaurant operations and food manufacturing, and then counties and cities can actually write ordinances and laws about what they allow within the county and the city. So you want to check on those different levels and then make sure that it's good to go and that you're allowed to. But the fact that you have the restaurant is you've got a lot of potential, because a lot of the equipment, depending on the size of your walk-in freezer, you may have even the capacity to produce the product right on your premises, maybe during off hours, maybe during a period when production can be done directly there when you're not serving them, cooking food for your restaurant customers. But then the real trick is that you're wanting, from your question, it looks like here, you're wanting to get them across the U.S. So that's going to be a much larger production capacity. And if your restaurant is not suited for that, you probably won't be able to do it at your restaurant. You would need a co-packer. I would highly recommend going with a private label or a private co-packing company. Simply bring your recipes to them as they always work, the same way they always work, and then have a company manufacture it for you. Because the type of quantities that you say you're looking to get it all over the U.S., what I would recommend you do is take advantage of your restaurant first. If you have the go-ahead and the okay to do it on the property, the premises, I would go ahead and start producing some frozen food, entrees or whatever the product is, and then begin to sell it locally and allow that to kind of get the wheels going, and then get some cash flow and get some interest in the food itself. Frozen food business, like any food business, is extremely competitive. So the types of products that you're making, if they're really, really unique, you have a great opportunity. Get them local, maybe even just within the state boundaries. And once you get that interest going, then maybe you could go to a food distributor. You could go to even a food broker who could then begin to sell your product for you. And then having a co-packer or a private label company be the ones who actually manufacture it for you, okay? You could probably you're going to max out. If you start in your restaurant and you're producing frozen foods, entrees, and you've only got so much space, you're going to max that out very quickly. So the idea is to not invest in a whole other facility to manufacture this product, because the one thing that a lot of beginning food entrepreneurs don't understand is that they have a lot of really great recipes, they have a great food product, but before you have interest in that food product, you shouldn't invest in a large investment like either a brand new facility, the equipment, Starting out renting a commercial kitchen or an incubator, a business incubator, you want to rent that on a small scale. Test the waters and kind of see if you really got people who are interested before you start investing or taking loans out or using credit cards. You don't want to do that right off the bat. You kind of want to test the waters. So starting in your restaurant is a great idea, but keep in mind the potential for growth is probably not going to be inside your restaurant. You may need a bigger facility. So, all right, let's check out another really good question here. Okay, so there was another question that came up. How are you able to produce without a co-packer legally? So she wants to produce and package the product herself. That is great, and that's fine. Again, the two main questions you want to ask yourself is the product, are you able to produce it yourself in your home? If you are and you want to go the cottage food route, that's fine, but the way that you can sell that and the way that you're going to be able to sell it is going to be very limited, okay? Cottage food laws really govern the sale of a product from me, the cottage food operator, to you, the customer. I can't sell it to a store, a restaurant. That's not like that in every state. Don't get me wrong. I do know that there are states that allow that, and that's going to be dependent upon the state. But for the most part, it's not. So selling it yourself without a co-packer legally, yes, you can. You can do it from home. Can you sell it online? You check with your state, find out specifically. There is, from what I know about cottage food law, which is quite intensive, there is, I believe, 6 or 7 states that allow that type of sale through the internet. But again, it would be under a certain type of licensing too that wouldn't necessarily fall under traditional cottage food laws. So without a co-packer, can you make your product? Sure you can. You are kind of limited where you can start off with, but starting off locally is always good. Again, I recommend it if you've never been an entrepreneur, if you've never been a food business owner, or if you've never been a food entrepreneur, because they are much different than selling different types of products. It is a bit of a challenge, and it can be kind of a big hill to climb, but you can definitely do it. I'd say do it locally. Okay, do it on a small scale. Now, the next question was actually about bulk repackaging of products, of your own products. Do you have to have a certain liability insurance? Do you have to have trademarks and all that kind of stuff? And how would you incorporate? Well, there's a lot of food companies that are companies who buy foods in bulk. Let's say candies, okay? You can buy them from large manufacturers or food distributors in bulk. When I mean bulk is 5, 10, 20, 30 pounds. Let's just say bubble gum, okay? So you want to buy the big 20 pounds of bubble gum. You want to repackage it. You want to label it, put your name on it, and then resell it. Can you do that from home? Yes and no. Only because that's going to be considered in a lot of places food manufacturing. That's going to be a secondary. You're going to be bringing in a product to be repackaged and then labeled. Normally, that's not going to be allowed in cottage food laws. But again, you want to check to see that might be something that you can do in a commercial kitchen. You can bring the product to the commercial kitchen. You can produce a finalized product and then resell it. But if you're actually bringing it into your home and you want to resell it, normally, legally, under cottage food, it's not allowed. That would be under manufacturing, and manufacturing is not really allowed to be done at home. And again, this would be state specific. So it would be dependent upon the type of state that you're in and how their laws are set up. But can you do that? Yes. Now, do you need to have trade? He was asking about trademarks, insurance liability and such. I always recommend on a lot of videos that I've done, I've spoke about this, is incorporating yourself as a business, number one, separating yourself as a business entity and a personal entity under an LLC. That's just my opinion. The formation of the type of formation of the business you want is going to be up to you. I personally, our business here is an LLC, which limits my liability as far as a business owner. So my personal properties and such have nothing to do with the business. Do you need insurance? I would say yes. I would recommend it. Or do the laws require it? It depends on the state. It depends on all those different ramifications and such. But to be honest with you, I would get it anyways. You want to protect yourself, and you also want to protect your business too. So yes, insurance, liability insurance, yes. Even if you're manufacturing or repackaging food products, you want to have an insurance, because that's going to protect you in case someone gets sick, someone has an issue with the food product. It's always good to have. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and I'm going to wrap up this really quick Q&A. I have a whole list of them I'm looking at here. I've got probably nearly 100 questions. I'm not going to answer them all in this video, but I will be doing some new videos over the next few days, and I'm going to do my best to get a lot more content. I've had some other great questions that I want to do single videos around those questions because they're really, really great. So if you guys can, definitely keep the questions coming. I will get to them as quick as I possibly can. If you guys are interested in any other additional consulting, or if you're looking for any other additional help that you want to work with me one-on-one, check out marketingfoodonline.com. And on the left side there's a category called consulting, and then you can pick out which one is good for you. So thanks, guys. And if the video was helpful, as always, give you a big thumbs up. I'll see you on the next video.